Guadalcanal. Turning Point Island by Natachi Onwudiwe. During the second half of World War II, Japan started to create an empire with goals to control most of the Pacific and Asia. This included conquering territories controlled by Britain and the United States. The United States used what was dubbed the island hop strategy, which meant U.S. Marines would skip or hop over Japanese strongholds and attack less protected islands. A key battle occurred on the island of Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands. The Solomon Islands are small stretches of land in the southwest Pacific, about 1,000 miles off the coast of Australia. The soon-to-be independent U.S. colony of the Philippines was at risk of Japanese occupation. The U.S. Air Force Base in Australia provided vital support to U.S. efforts in the Philippines, providing soldiers there with needed materials and equipment. Japanese control of the island of Guadalcanal would make communication between the United States and Australia impossible. On July 6, 1942, this threat became a reality. Initial efforts to keep the Philippines out of Japanese control were unsuccessful, and the U.S. was forced to abort the mission. However, General Douglas MacArthur promised the people of the Philippines that he would return. On July 6, 1942, Japanese forces landed on the island of Guadalcanal with the purpose of building an airfield. 2 months later, U.S. Marines landed on the island to defend the vital airspace between the United States and Australia. After 6 months of bloody battle, 2/3 of the Japanese army was dead, and its navy severely damaged. From that time onward, they were in full retreat. General MacArthur was sent back to and liberated the Philippines. The island hop campaign released land after land in the Pacific, and the atomic bombs finally forced the Japanese to surrender and signed the armistice that ended World War II. But what would have happened if the United States had not won the Battle of Guadalcanal? In other words, what would have happened if the Japanese had gained full control of the island and built the airfield? First, the Japanese military would have controlled the airspace around the Solomon Islands, and communication between the U.S. and Australia would have been cut off. Thus, General MacArthur would not have received the orders to return to the Philippines, which would have remained under Japanese control with no hope of gaining independence. Second, Japan would have had a new stronghold, a major setback to the island hop campaign. Though the island hop strategy would still have allowed the U.S. to get close to the Japanese mainland, the United States would not have dared to drop the atomic bombs in fear of retaliation. These two effects combined would have postponed the end of World War II. In the end, the Battle of Guadalcanal was a turning point in World War II, and a victory for the Japanese would have meant the lengthening of an already catastrophic war.